Welcome to the Daily Review. This is Razak, Senior Trading Strategist here at CMTrading. And today is August 4, 2023, and today is Friday morning. So looking at the highlights of the day, Apple stock sells lower intraday and then releases its quarterly earning reports with softer sales. But first, looking at today's major economic events. So at 2:30 South African time, out of the United States, we have a non-farm payroll number coming out. Now, looking at the various markets going into this number, starting out with the Forex symbols, the major pairs pretty much settling on support after that sell-off. And looking at the indices, both the Dow Jones and the NASDAQ did get a little bit of a bounce. And looking at commodities, gold remains unchanged, while oil bouncing and rebounding back to $81 a barrel. Now, looking at the stocks, Amazon also did release its quarterly earning reports with higher guidance and good sales numbers, so it's mixed. Now, lastly, looking at cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin remains unchanged. So let's take a look at the markets and see what we can expect from today's trading. So we're going to start with the Euro USD, and it's settling supportish area. The reason I say supportish area is because historically speaking, 109.40-ish level has been congestion area, which means there's point of contention to it. So for now, we're at the end of the move, and you can see on a weekly chart, it's 3 weeks, 3 candles, generally a moment of capitulation in the markets and a potential resurgence the other direction. It's usually 3 candles and then a correction move the other way. So keep that in mind. GBP also is just settling here as well. Now, today's NFP is a big number. We had Fitch downgrade the United States this past week. So, the dollar should be getting weaker for all intents and purposes if all else equals. Now, jumping into commodities, as this is still summer trading, gold retracing down to 1932, really unchanged day to day, but if we look at crude oil, did rebound, right? We sold off and we're rebounding back, okay? That's a decent rebound to 81.84, okay? We do have resistance-ish level at 82.90-ish level, so just keep that in mind as this has taken a step forward from being in the lull between $74 and $66 for a long time. Now, jumping into the indices, first the Dow Jones did retrace a little bit and then bounce back. Okay, you can see that right now, but nothing really to write home about. Okay, there's no massive kind of news that came out that shook and rattled the markets. We saw the NASDAQ also bounce a little bit there after giving some of their gains up. Now, looking at Apple, this is not after hours trading. Okay, this is as the market is trading and how it sold off into the rest of the day. And it has broken that nice upwards momentum that we've had. Now, we've broken that before above the 30-day moving average. The question is whether or not this is going to show some weakness and continue selling off, as there is some weakness here. However, with Amazon, okay, although it flatlined here, Amazon came out with decent sales numbers and guidance was pretty good also. So there might be some downwards momentum has been finished, at least for now, for Amazon. So kind of like a mixed world right now. The other thing to keep in mind is that Apple usually has really great quarter, the last quarter, which we're entering that time of the year. They also released their new Apple phone during that time. So with that said, this is something you have to consider down the line. Now, looking at a couple of stocks, Tesla did rebound as well to 259, but the rest of the markets were really just unchanged. I mean, even Facebook was really just down on the day and just trading at 313 compared to its 325-ish level. It's still off of its highs. Hasn't been sold off. I wouldn't say this is the end of its upwards momentum, but for now, we're kind of tapering off. Not great news, not bad news, okay? But it's news, okay? At least for now, we're kind of consolidating the markets at these levels. I mean, we got to look at what we've done over the past year, going from our lows of October of 2022 to where we are here. It's a massive resurgence in the markets and a massive rebound in the markets as well. So keep that in mind as we go into today's session. Now, I do anticipate that we are getting into the heart of the summer. August is generally a lighter trading session, so just be aware of that as well. This is Razak. I wish everybody a great trading day. Thank you.